Yep. How was your breaky? Yes, I can. Yeah, it should be fine. Yep. How was your breaky? What do you mean? I just yes, I can. Y- Oh, okay. No, yeah, I just joined yours. Yeah.
Okay, so here we are. I hope everything is fine. How are you, Sam?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. All good. We had a very long session yesterday mm, with Doug and Lena.
Y- Yep.
Okay, so what do you want to do? I'll go by your. There is a slight change that I discussed with them yesterday. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but let's go with the normal first. So
Yeah. So you got your watch list already, or we wanna just go through the scanner?
um, I have gone through Scanner yesterday anyway.
Okay.
So
Okay. So we can go through this one.
there is um, no point in that. But first of
Yep.
all, I go through the famous stocks, the big ones that we have on the list all
Sure.
the time. And I'll tell you what the change is actually. What I've noticed is that um, instead of searching for the stocks in the whole universe,
Mm-hmm.
finding those stocks, they go kind of crazy moves up and down. The ones that are less traded ones. You have those. If your scanner is open to all the stocks, then you hit those and you have to do a lot of sifting through a lot of stocks. So I come up with the idea that I've restricted my scanner to the S&P 500. Now 500 is a lot of shares, right? And there's
Yep.
other stocks that are also were tradable, so we will do scan from time to time. But I want to have like a universe of 300 stocks that just
Mm-hmm.
stay on there. Like for example, and yeah, the idea is, for example, on these famous ones, they are always there. They will be always there, and we want to keep them because we don't want to miss
Yep.
any of these. So, uh, if that is the case, then why not just keep some good 300-400 stocks? And it doesn't take us long.
Yeah.
Um,
And just
uh,
yeah, narrow down and just focus on that list, right?
yeah,
And you're gonna get set up in any of them.
exactly. Plus, you do your analysis if you want to do the count, and if you want to do some drawing and stuff. The beauty of um, this what's it called trading view is that it can all stay there. Actually, I'm going to
Yep.
go and change. I was missing the drawings. When I was talking about the drawings, I remember why am I not drawings profile. So there we go. Now we have that CBRE. Remember CBRE?
Yep. I
This
think you
is
called out that, and it done well.
not just called it out. I traded it, but this can be the difference. Yeah, this was one of the first three trades that we took on the account. One was GAB.
Yep. Yep.
I
I
know
think I
you're
still
gonna.
have your watch list, the one you took it. I made it as Amy's watch list in my trading view, and I was following those.
See what we did with this. So GAB and CBRE, I think this is both an investment mutual fund. This is, and CBRE is
That's real
another
estate.
finance, a real estate. So they're all connected, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And this is the bane of my life, my trading. This stuff, you know, as you go in, it didn't go enough in my favor so that I could move my stop loss to break even or close half. And then it turned around and I got stopped out. I talked about this in detail in that video. I'll talk about it now again. It's important to have your stop loss, and this is what I will just summarize my. I think my what I learned from the 6 weeks review was, and I think it's true for generally trading, and you probably would agree, is that when you take a trade using the setup one strategy, you have to have your stop loss where you think is the bottom of wave four, which was here. And
Yep.
if you want to then get out early, then what you're saying is that technically I am committed to this setup one, but if I want to minimize my loss here, if it I don't want to take a full loss, but if it continues, I will get back in. And then if you don't get back in, then you wasted this money. You wasted this money here. So you would rather have kept your stop loss here and accepted a full loss
Hmm.
for the chance to actually eventually get one of these, because you know setup one is setup one. If it works, it is going to go up. It's going to turn. It's going
Yep.
to give you that new wave five, or that five is going to turn into a three. Like in CBRE, it's kind of turning into a three, and same thing EAB. So, um, when I was crying about this stuff on in my review, I don't know if you had the chance to watch it, but I made these critical mistakes. Got in, got out, did not get back in. For GAB and CBRE, again, got in, got out,
Yep.
did not get back in. And I mean, even this is not too bad. It's okay in the long run. Even if you get in here, get out here, and miss some, not a problem. Because there will be the ones that, and now here comes the good one, the one that I've taken and really held it. I took profits here yesterday.
Wow.
Oh
This
yeah,
is
day before yesterday.
tremendous, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Look at it now. It
Yeah.
looks
Yeah.
fantastically beautiful. But
Perfect.
I think, well, that's the beauty of the scanner, is that you have to be able to, using the replay now, bar replay. See,
Hmm. Yep.
if this is the pattern that you need to learn. The peak of three, cross of zero line. This doesn't look too fantastic at that time, does it?
You might be in double mind, right?
Yeah,
Or it's gonna be B trap. What's gonna happen?
yeah. That's it.
Things
It
are
did
all
look like a B
dicey.
trap quite a lot
Yep.
because of the
Yep.
strong move down, and when
Level to the left was too close, and
yeah. But the first day was exciting. The very first day went up, and the last I saw it, because what I do now after the review, I did that. I only want to check stocks around 1 p.m. UK, and today I'm doing earlier with you, right? Um,
yep.
you you want to check your charts, you want to set your orders, and that's it. You don't want to do the rest of the, people. I've seen people who say they're swing traders, but you'd see them check their charts a few times a day. That's just putting too much pressure on yourself. Forget
Yeah.
that. Uh, Especially with
That
the
also
setup one.
affect the decision making, especially because if you are a swing trader,
Mm-hmm.
and if you check your chart multiple times a day, that also affect your decision making, right? Sometimes like you see all sorts of things when market is in full swing, or if it's dropping, then it creates some sort of doubts in your mind, uh, and probably force you to change your strategy or exits. That's why I reckon it's best to check, like, if you swing trader, probably once a day, or
definitely agree
probably
with
end of
you.
the
Yeah,
day. Yeah.
you can mess up your trades, and I would give you the example actually right here. I remember the last time
Yeah.
checking the chart was here, and I thought, wow, this is going really nicely. Looks like
Yeah.
maybe by the end of the day or maybe tomorrow it's going to hit that level, and I'm going to take my profits. Blah blah blah. And come next day, and it's down. Now, if I
Mm.
was checking this intraday, and then suppose I went to, um, say, I went to the hourly chart,
H1R. Yeah.
and then I saw this,
Yeah.
I'll get out, right?
Yes.
Thinking, what the hell
Definitely.
is going on? And then that what I do is that I will miss this. I
Yeah.
would have missed
Agree.
all of this. Uh, Recently, what I've noticed and what I've learned, the technique, that technique, we always have it, the hunt technique, the pullback method.
Yep.
Um, so I think three entries I want to make. I want to put all of the three entries in this, exactly like trading the setup one on the M1, right? So we have the setup
Mm-hmm.
one here, we have the setup
Yep.
two here, and then we have the hunt, the three candle pullback here. But
Yep.
because it's three candle created a box and it's too close, so you will just take an entry there. So hopefully when the account goes tips over into profit territory, then I will start getting a little bit aggressive on. So imagine if I had um, one here, which I did. I'm gonna go into scanning quickly. Thought I'll quickly, kind of bring you up to date because we haven't spoken for a while. Remember when we were preparing for this last year, and we were
Yeah.
we were looking at 50% moves and stuff. This is one of those. That's 47% move, 47% growth, right? But does it really matter to a setup one? Not really. I mean,
No.
professional trading is really like if you use those proper tools,
Yeah.
it it makes it boring. Like whether a
Yes.
stock
Yeah.
moves 60% or 70%, it all depends on where your stop loss was. So, for
Yep.
example, if I'm taking a trade there, my stop loss will be here.
Yep.
So that's 25% stop loss, right? So then it has to move 50% for me to give me 2R. So yeah, I
Yes.
can make a nice YouTube thumbnail, 50% on OII. Wow, that looks fantastic. But what did you actually make? Well, I risked 200, so I made 400. Well, that's what it is. And even if you made 4,000, but if your account is 1 million, that's nothing then. If your account
Yes.
is 100,000, then that's good because that's 4%, right?
Yep. So,
Anyway,
so in
so
this case, though,
mm-hmm.
when you see this setup too, um, we get a chance to minimize our risk, and bring the SL, because we at that around that time we have some confidence, right? Or now it's
Yes.
breaking the second aims as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's try and type the stop loss, and probably add on.
Yeah, I think.
Or you would rather keep the at the bottom of the wave for still.
Oh, are you making a statement or are you asking a question?
No, no, I'm asking. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Um, no, I mean, if you fine, I would have taken it. Of course, your input is valuable to me. I'm not your teacher.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the you're the fellow so-called guru, right? Anyway, um, yeah, so well, when I tell you my psyche, which did not allow me to take a setup two. So when I was here and it moved up, and I was happy, right? And then I was reacting to the result of this one, and because I was suffering for my, breaking my rules for that GAB, CBRE, and all that stuff, right? And
Yeah.
obviously, trading other people's money and all that. So I wanted to grab a good winner. And I completely was blinded to the fact that at the end of this candle, I had actually a setup one. I was just recovering from this. I had a quick look at it and I thought, it's going up. Took a sigh of relief and I was like, yes, that's good. Because if it closes there, I might bring my stop loss to this level, right? Because once
Yep.
it, so you're right. Because it gives you the opportunity that this is set up too, then at least if you don't make another entry, then you know that now is the right time. That if you had your entry here, you could then move your stop loss below this box level. It, I mean, when price goes up there, you shouldn't be then taking a full loss.
Yep.
um, which is kind of the philosophy that I applied to GAB and CBRE. But um, in the end, they went. And you know how many times it's happened to us trading the DAX
But
M1.
yeah, I mean it's normal with setup one, right? Like
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
you can be unfortunate at times, but it's average out. Like
Yeah,
if you see like
but time to time you will get ones like these, the one that they just go moving.
absolutely. Yeah. And something like if you get things like that where you can catch setup one, two, and hunt, that's probably pay off your previous
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
stop outs.
I mean, if my mindset was correct and I took this entry and then I had my add-on, and then what happens is that as the add-on becomes profitable, it gives you the ability to actually easily add on one more time. Because if I took this and then I took this, I would be a little bit worried here, right? Because both of them are not really in profit. This one is in profit. This one is probably just entering. But
Yep.
after this move up, now I can easily add on here because I have plenty of profit from this. And as
Yeah.
soon as I've got my third entry and it does break out like this, then obviously here I will take this entry and this entry out. And now this one, I can easily turn into, move to, especially on a chart like this, right? So this chart is actually going down, and this could be you know, its turnaround. It could be
Yep.
that if it was to go to all of those levels again that it has seen once in its life, maybe then you got yourself, so you become a position trader all of a sudden with this. So you've already taken profit on this, and now you bring your stop loss to break even here on the first position, and put this in your on your weekly chart list. This is your position trade now. This is your investment trade now because this is free. If it comes back, you will give back that money, fine. But what's the upside of it? The upside of it is that, what if it continues to move and does all that?
Still rising. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was here at 85 once. How did it get there? Well, something has happened, isn't it? It took it there. And now it's all the way back down. Obviously, I don't know the story of this company. I don't even want to. All I know is that when I see a chart, I want to see on IG, do they quote it? And if they quote it, I'm in it. But I'm changing that. If you know what I mean, that's the big thing that I want to do is
Yeah.
that instead of
You
being.
actually, I mean,
Mhm.
sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, you go.
I was gonna say, I noticed on your chart you don't display the news and events like
Yeah.
the earnings and all.
Hmm.
Have you actually tried and noticed the setup around earnings? They're quite powerful. Like I mean, if you purely go by technical analysis, yeah, there is a setup one. You check the all three rules are meeting or not.
Hmm.
Uh, but that little thing there might gives you the hint of chaos,
Um.
and around that time it's very powerful. Usually it start moving pre-earnings sometimes.
Yeah. You did mention that
I
before
noticed
as
that.
well. Um.
Yeah, I noticed that. I usually display that on the chart. I mean, not it doesn't happen always, but it's just a little indicator.
Yeah, I do look at it from time to time, and I'm not expert at that, but I know that price. There are people who would stay away from a stock just before or just after earnings reports and dividends and all
Yeah,
of that.
that
Yeah.
can go opposite way as well. So
As same thing. Like, I think on the daily chart, you don't really need to worry about those because
correct. Yeah.
if you believe in chaos, well, we don't need to believe in it. I mean, not like a belief, I'm not talking about religion type of belief, But I mean, if you have reason to, if you understand the chaos, well, this method, then you go with it, set up one, and that I think you see here, earning report. The earning ones do come up for me. Nothing else.
Yeah,
See this one. Uh,
yeah.
I, I, I,
And that
I
was
did not
negative.
care whether it was there or not. And look what's
Yeah,
happened after earning, right?
just break out, even though it was negative.
Even though it was negative. So that's the problem. You know, we know how what our take is normally on news. That we don't care whether it's positive or negative. It depends on how the market reacts to it. So really, the figure doesn't matter. What matters
Yeah,
is how the price. And what I love about this is that look, before the earning, somebody was looking or waiting for the earner. Our setup will always create a setup for you for these
correct.
situations. So
Yeah,
chaos looks after it. And there you go. We were already in it. And after earning, we could have added on. And then that's it. It went up. So anyway, let's go to the list now because we don't want to go too long. So I will quickly go through the famous
yeah,
list.
yeah. I was gonna
Um,
say that.
mm, because, you know, I'm also
Roku had
looking
a
at,
really good exit, man.
yeah, hold on. Where is it? See,
I exited on 420, around 420, near to the green. Yeah, I was sensing it
yeah,
around
if you look
420.
at the weekly chart, anywhere here, this was your exit coming. And I remember you were talking about it, and I kept asking you, I said, are you still in it? You said yes. So
Yeah,
I looked at this, I remember, and I said, oh, okay, let me check. And see, I don't want to affect your mindset as well. So when I ask you about these things, I ask it tactfully. I simply ask you, are you still in your Roku over here? It was 19, you know, this week. Now I remember you were still in it, and I thought, okay, let's see how is he going to respond because I didn't know this is going to be a red candle, but I saw this, and then I think it went down a bit uh, over here, and you got out somewhere there,
around
or did you?
420. Yeah,
Yeah, oh 420. Oh, okay, so in this week you got out, and actually yes, I remember.
yeah,
It
yeah.
actually after you
You
getting
remember you told
out,
me green line?
yes,
Uh, close green line. Yeah, so I was
yeah.
following that, and then I set the pick. I usually set my stop loss if I want to stop out, then before I go for sleep.
Mm.
And I think that night I banked some profit, and I was very happy. It was a great run.
It was a good run. I mean, if you didn't get out there and you wanted to stay in this on the weekly chart, then you would have got out at 380. So you would have given some
Yeah,
back, but still it would have been a good trade.
pretty much. Yeah,
It was
I,
almost
like I was in approximately from 140. So 140 to 420. You can imagine.
wow. That's
Yeah,
a massive trade.
yeah.
That's
I'm
one four
searching for next
one.
Roku though.
Oh yes, I remember. This was last summer.
Last year I took it.
Yeah, you said I took Roku, and I said, "Oh, are you going for the saddle point or something?" You know, like because this was that,
Yeah.
and oh, beautiful, yeah. So you ate this entire wave, and you know how easy it was because you didn't have to do anything. You were enjoying the profit. It was going up and up and up, and you were having a very long fun with it. Can
Oh,
you?
absolutely. Like for
And it's
me,
so difficult to hold a trade like this on a 1 minute chart.
no, absolutely, it's so difficult. I agree with you when it comes to the trading. With this one, I got in. I had my stop loss set. I didn't set the take profit because I also knew some news about the Roku. They were getting into the ads and everything.
Mm.
Around that time, it was just the beginning. So I thought, let's see how it goes, right? Um, but it was so stress free, and I was pretty much following every single day. Some days even like I used to miss and follow probably every couple of days, and it's so easy on daily like to follow anything like that. And especially my time zone is helping me a lot because it's nighttime here in Sydney. So
Yeah,
pretty much I check
you
in the
you
morning and I
basically
have to watch.
you're basically asleep when U.S. markets are open, right?
Exactly. So it's set and forget type.
That's
Uh,
two hundred
and the
percent
next morning,
growth. You caught 200% growth of this
Correct.
company.
Yeah. Another
That
good
is,
one I took is IP Ideal Power, IPWR. But that's I gave back because of the recent market events. So that's was quite good as well. That was setup one. It was electric uh, vehicle related.
I remember this
So
you telling me, and let me show you
yeah, EV.
why these are dangerous stocks. Uh, I know we saw this as well, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's not
Battery.
important. I'll tell you this. This is the secret. Check this. I don't know if you can see this. Shares
Yeah,
float.
I can see it. Oh, okay.
This is way, way below my threshold. I want share float to be at least 50 million. This basically means
Okay.
that this company has 4.8 million stocks. That's too little. That means that there's a very short supply of shares. So when there are people get interested in this is going to be really highly volatile.
Yep.
And so this is the same thing with, let's say, you know, look where GameStop
GameStop.
is, right? Um,
Apparently, I was
look at the
watching
float.
news yesterday and some.
Look at the
Okay,
float.
54.
54 million. Now it's a good float, it was for its time, but when the activity went really, really high on this,
Yep.
this volume was 100 million. So the
Wow.
share float is 54, but volume was 100 million. And even now it's 39 million. So
Yep.
basically, every share, almost every share, is exchanging hands here and there, right? Volume, look at this.
Yeah.
Volume, average volume 10 is 49. So that means that every share is available to buy and sell. And that is why it's creating so supply and demand, right? There's a lot of demand for it. Supply is limited because it's only 50 million shares. Now, if it was 500 million shares, it's not going to respond this much because the shares are going to be spread across and all that. Um, anyway, let's go back to Nvidia had a good run, and then
Good run. Yeah. Yep.
I think it's a wave four correction going on the weekly. So
Yeah.
on the daily, I think the only thing you could probably do is that maybe you'll do a B here. Actually, let me
Yeah.
continue doing my drawing so that we don't lose. So this
Yeah.
most
This
probably
has
is an
good correlation with Bitcoin.
oh Nvidia, yeah. The graphic cards. Man, I can't find a graphic card.
Because of all the miners.
You know my monster computer that I want to constantly be keeping up to date,
Yeah.
and I ordered my RTX 380. They never arrived, and then I checked with them, and they had run out, and they have still run out. You can't find
Yeah.
RTX
There
380.
is a high demand. Very high demand ever since the
Yeah,
Bitcoin thing came in. All the miners they need graphics card
I
for
have
high
two
computing power.
GTX 1080 11 GB installed on this one. I mean,
If you're gonna sell
uh,
it, you can make a really good amount of money. Plenty of
yeah,
miners out there they want to
the
buy it.
the graphic cards used for 2 years, and now it's more
Yep.
expensive. I actually put it. I checked eBay for this, and I
Yeah,
thought,
yeah, the
oh,
used one.
I've paid less than this for new, and now you can buy an old one for that much. So yeah. Anyway, so that's that. MDB. Oh, I'm on a weekly chart. Let's go to this. Let's do proper um, one by one. Go to
Yep.
both templates. Set up one. So we haven't done any progress. This is one of the stock that I've been keeping because it was always in the news and stuff. And
Hmm.
I actually bought it around here. And
Oh, I
then,
remember this. Yeah,
yeah,
you were in. It was
we
good
bought it.
trade.
We bought it here. We bought it here. Then I just kept it and I kept my stop loss below this box. So it got stop loss
Yep.
stopped out the other day. And that's how I want to
Yep.
manage them. mRNA,
mRNA.
yeah, that's the one that I didn't take here because of this pullback. But look,
It was news driven, so it was like up and down. You know,
I did take it
around that
here
time.
on not on this account. I did take a small trade on this for the three candle pullback, just targeting that, and that went really well. So right now it's not, and as you know, everything has pulled back. So I think Tesla has brought in some
It's
more
all market related.
buyers. Yeah,
Yeah.
Looks like there
Tesla is your
was.
favorite day trading stock.
Yeah, I mean, you can day trade it pretty much all the time. Look at this.
Yeah, and fast.
Yesterday,
Probably suits your time zone as well.
yeah, bang, bang, bang.
India
If I
afternoon.
wanted, I would trade this all the time.
Yeah,
But we have DAX. And
yeah,
my take on day trading now.
yeah,
Swing trading makes more money, easier money.
yeah. Hi, Alina.
Sorry?
Alina joined.
Oh, hello,
Maybe
Elena.
she's on there. D-Dog is
Hi.
a good. Hello.
Hi. Oh, look at this. Okay, so the other thing that I was thinking about to add to our strategy is maybe not for you if you can't short trades, but for me it is. I discussed yesterday in the stream was moves like these where you could see that there's a divergence going on in the weekly chart. The wave is complete, and if you look at the whole chart, you can see a 3 4 5. So what happens after that? And beautiful thing about these swing trading is that you get this overall sense from the overall market that now it's time for correction. You and I had that sense, right?
Yep.
We saw that S&P 500 and they are now going to tumble a bit. There is going to be some correction. And when that correction was happening, these kind of things started happening, like,
Yeah.
this correction and all of that. So I want to
Right.
benefit from those as well, and I can do that by method
So
here.
yeah, right now, like I'm looking for the fruits for my investment stock
Yeah.
because we are at the bottom. I think there might be another bottom, double bottom, and then you probably I might be looking for really nice fruit and
Fruit
especially for
works
investment.
really, really, really good on this because you get this entire huge sense about the whole market, and you know that now it's time for that reversal that's happening. Like, look at this fruit here on the weekly chart.
Yeah,
Pretty much, you could sense it, you could feel it. It's gone all the way up there, and now it's going to tumble there, and it did tumble pretty nicely. And if you don't get that, then this is my method that I'm going to be using. You see this? One, two,
yeah,
three, four, five pullback. You have the gap, you have the pullback, you
getting
have the
yeah,
1020, and you have the doji. And if you entered here at 186, your stop loss was 191. Now you're sitting at 160. So move on. Twitter, Twitter, I missed it here because of the big box. But really, I want to catch these on the weekly. Pay attention to this weekly chart, the three candle pullback. I mean,
yeah.
I urge you that whenever you see the setup ones daily, have this template here and keep at it because this will give you a new weapon. This is a really, really powerful thing. And pullbacks, proper pullbacks, this is one of the things that are statistically proven, not just by me, but many, many people go into trading and they do this. This is statistically proven. It gives you 1.25, 1.3 profit factor edge. So, like one study that I know is, let me quickly that as well. One study that I know is based on Keltner channels. That and the standard settings. What they did is that they did a study based on, let's see, this one, something like this. Yes, they did a study on price enters the channel, right,
Mm-hmm.
and then touches the 20. And they probably did it with the low of the candle because when you do a study, a statistical study, you have to define parameters to make the computer understand what you mean. So they use this Keltner channel and they said, okay, price has to go out of it. That's one. Comes back to it. That's two. Touches the 20. That's three. And then you take a trade, right? And then they had a parameter of how they get out. So obviously you can then apply different parameters: 1 hour, 2 hour, 5 hour, 10 hour, close of 10 EMA, close of 20 EMA. You can because it's statistics, right? So you can find out probably 10 possible outcomes of one trade, and
Yep.
almost all of them on stocks gave a statistical edge. Now, I jumped out of my seat when I read that statistical study, is because I know that setup one is not a
Yep.
pullback, but it is a pullback. You know, setup
It's a
one.
pullback of how.
Yes, it's not a pullback on the current time frame, but it's a pullback of a higher time frame. So that means another statistical study in favor of setup one. So it kind of boosts your confidence. If you wanted to take pullback, if you wanted to trade pullback patterns, then it gives you confidence for trading the pullbacks. And if you're trading the setup one, it gives you confidence that, look, professionals and statisticians and quants have quantified that those measured pullbacks, things like these, they actually work. So yes, they do work. So this would qualify, right? This weekly chart goes out. These are called the free bars. Comes back to the 20, goes up. So on the way up, there's going to be a trade here. This one qualifies as well. Going to be a trade here. This one also qualifies. It goes out, comes back, go long. I'm finding that very, very easy. Now, if you do the study and then you start trading the 1 minute charts and then apply it to that, probably are mistaken, because study wasn't on that chart. It wasn't done on indices and stuff. It was done on stocks, Forex, futures. It worked best on stocks. Okay, Netflix. So everything is going down.
Yeah.
My, and I feel lost. When the template changes, you feel like
Yeah.
you feel lost. I feel like, what am I looking at? Okay, Google. Remember, there was a setup one here I didn't take. Pull back, goes
Yeah.
up.
This
It's a
check
B
that.
trap now. B trap. But weekly chart is just too extended.
Yeah. Need some research. I think a lot
Uber.
of people who invested in the tech stock, they actually cashed in.
Mm,
Because the way they're going in one directional.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think lot of people has cashed in.
Same psyche applies, isn't it? Wave one,
Yeah.
two, pandemic became a two for this, followed by a strong three, four, and a five. There you go. Now profit taking happening. So this was the accumulation phase. This is now distribution going. Now they're getting away. Um, my One of my mates messaged me, and he was very excited, and he bought. I think on the 29th of January, he was telling me, I bought Apple. I said, good luck. I didn't know this was going to happen, but I had an idea, right? And then
Yeah.
I asked him over here, um, are you going to hold it? And he said, yeah, it's Apple. All right, fine. I think he's still holding it. So,
Maybe he's
yeah,
in investment mindset.
yeah. But see, that's also wrong. You know how I believe that's wrong is that if you're a position trader, right, and if you're an investor,
Yeah.
and I think I touched upon this yesterday as well, is the most important thing is that if you're a position trader and you start taking new positions, you would find that if you check your positions, you don't have to check charts, but if you check your charts, you, position traders will buy stuff here around these levels.
Yep.
Why? Because at this
Up and
level,
down.
the company is not overvalued. Because a position trader has to check price to earning ratio, right? Return on investment, return on capital. You want to see if the company is undervalued or overvalued. I don't think Apple is at the right timing wise, right price, because it's just seen some massive growth in the past 12 months. So there's bound to be some correction. And then as the price comes down, then the price to the value of it, the market will start to see more value in it. and that's what it is. Anyway,
Yeah, I think the timing of entry is very important, right? Regardless of your trade, swing trade or invest.
yeah. I mean, if you invested in Tesla when it was at 800, okay, good luck. But you have to, yeah, it might go to 2000 again, but you will have to sit through some drawdowns.
Yeah,
Now,
and then you lose the time as well, not to forget, right? Recovery
yeah,
might take a few months, so you might have used the cash somewhere else as well
yeah, you have to. I mean, position sizing, you can't
within the
get out of
stock.
position at least for a year. You have to like keep
Yeah,
it for a year, and maybe a year later, it hits a level where you think, oh my God, this so
yeah.
much
I think
money.
that's where the setup one is the best because you know exactly when to get in and get out, and you don't have to sit there longer.
Yeah, look at this.
So yeah, maximum you hold like weeks or probably months.
This was a good entry here. We had a good entry here. So December,
Yep.
early Feb, and now
Yeah.
it's too much. So if you look at the weekly chart, we have a 1, 2, that as well. Big 1, 2. Now that's gone for 3, right? Inside
Mhm.
the, I think inside the 3, we have a good count. Doesn't really matter, but 2, we have the 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is just a raw count, maybe wrong, but that's what it is. You had an opportunity to take a trade here, exit there, take a trade here, probably get out here or here or here or a target point. So now let me speed up. I'm really going to speed up.
Yeah.
Workday. I'm having a quick look at the. Oh, no.
Intel. Intel is having a hard time after Apple dropped that.
Oh, Apple, and not just Apple. I think the Ryzen is also giving it a hard time. Ryzen, they came up with something really good that's beaten Intel like twice speed. Intel is
Yeah,
struggling.
but I think Intel was lagging behind, right? A lot of lately, a lot of vulnerabilities and all the risk and
Mm.
the performance and the cost.
Oh, that new. Oh, you're talking about that M1 chip.
Yep,
Goodness,
yep,
the
yep. So they're now
reviews of
building their
those.
own chip. Yeah, ARM chip.
Wow, the ARM chip for
It gives yeah,
for
even the
laptops and
mobile
stuff.
devices.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they already like all the mobile providers, manufacturers.
Mm-hmm.
They started using it some. But I think this is the first time in laptop they replace Intel with their own chip, and it gives a good,
I, s-
really
I
good
saw
battery life.
someone editing videos on their iPhone, and that's 2 years ago. And the amount of stuff that person did casually right in front of me, I thought, hold on a second. My big computer, when I'm using Camtasia or Photoshop, it struggles to do those things. You're doing that like with a click and a drag and all that. What kind of chip is there? And now we know. I think the mobile technology is far ahead, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, that kind of stuff should be in bigger computers as well. But there
I
you
think
go.
that's the ecosystem they built like 10 years back, which everyone is trying now, and that's what they're trying now, bringing to their laptops. Yeah, they pretty much even the operating system they're making similar as iOS and everything.
INFY. Oh man, we've been looking at this
This
for
is
a
pretty good
while.
setup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's. I looked at the weekly chart and I thought, you know, look at this.
bit iffy. Yeah,
1, 2. So the weekly. Let me just bring my normal template so you can appreciate what it is. You know, you can't really tell the wave. The way we see it with setup one template. If you look at it, it's like it still looks like a good entry to me. You kind of ignore
yes,
all that
yes.
move. But if you bring the setup one template and you look at the AO and that, and you're like, oh, this is where the gator was asleep. The gator has
That's
been
why I
awake
love setup
for.
one.
Yeah, 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 true. That's I come to this realization every now and then when I'm using the two line template and I get lost and then I put this setup template on, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm home now. I know what's happening. So that's strong three, and inside that three, we have seen a beautiful setup here and a beautiful setup here, and we've discussed it many times. So I'm not gonna, but here we go. That was one of the most beautiful setup, followed by another lovely setup, and a third setup within one wave. Kind of asking for too
Yeah,
much.
that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but could go because it's if I took it here, it's already in profit. So see,
Yeah.
I had it orange. If you look at it, orange means
Yeah.
uh, orange means it's going to be on the IG list, which means I'm considering taking a pending order on this, and then I didn't. Anyway,
Yeah.
Nike. Um, so I think this is a very good way of analyzing your charts to have a universe of stocks. Familiarize yourself with that stock so you can see its journey, where it's coming from, and you can see the weekly chart and you can appreciate the overall wave. So now we see Nike had opportunity here, here, but now Nike is in a weekly wave 4. So that means the daily chart is going to be nasty. So we have an idea on Nike now. This one is still continually going up in 3. I don't have a setup. Um, maybe a B trap kind of setup going on this. Okay, this is something that I found on the hourly chart. Yeah, the hourly scan that I ran for a few days, but it became too much
Yes.
for me. I found this here, and I thought, oh, forget it. I will just have my universe of 300 stocks, and within them, whichever stock is moving in wave 3, and if I miss some, um, let me
You
quickly.
got three entries, right? So if you miss it, you can probably try
Yes,
another entry.
exactly. So let's say you have a stock, which, let me give a Twitter example. So here's what is the worst case, because I'm looking at the weekly chart. I know this thing is going up. I know there's a deeper pullback, so I can't go in. Now, I had the opportunity to go, I could take an apple here, right? I could have, but I wasn't ready to burden me with that. Not yet. Now, the box is too big. Now, the next thing was, if the box is big, it goes up, and if it takes 1, 2, 3 candle pullback towards green, I will get back in. But it didn't even do that, and then it did this. And then when it does this, it's parabolic, leave it. Get it. Anyway, the next one was Twitter, Netflix, Google, Uber. Okay, GoPro. Okay, Amazon. See Amazon? See that B trap?
Yeah.
Look at how many people would have bought it there, right? At 3,384 because they thought it was going to go to 4,000 or something.
I,
But I mean, that's not a
yeah,
bad
I think
thought,
around
but
the time
yeah,
Bezos stepped down as well.
yeah. So
Yeah,
here we
but I
go.
think the previous two attempt, I wouldn't take it. The reason being those two spike candles on your left on the weekly.
Oh, here,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, those two attempts,
This was
deadly. Yeah.
clearly, if you look at it
Mm,
from our point of view, from our method point of view, this was because we trade the daily chart. So if your weekly chart is creating a possibility of a B trap, you don't want to
mhm.
trade anything on the daily chart. I mean, our daily chart has never been giving us setups. Can you see? It's all been crazy. And when the daily chart is crazy,
Yeah,
something's going on. Just because the weekly chart was a wave 4. I know
yeah,
people who don't understand Elliott wave, or there are three kind of groups of Elliottians. One is like they think Elliott wave is the ultimate answer. If you do a wrong count, they probably kill you, and you're a very wrong person, bad person. And then the other people who completely secular towards that, they are right as well. Uh, and then there are people like us who are like, we kind of keep Elliott wave as a background thing. It's not perfect,
I mean,
but it's there.
no, I mean, every indicator is just an indication, right? Nothing is holy grail. Otherwise, they wouldn't call it indicator.
Yeah, there aren't any indicator. I think the only thing that I found that statistically works is RSI.
Yeah.
The RSI indicator has a few studies where you buy contrarian approach. You buy when it drops to below 30 and you sell when it goes above 70, that kind of thing. Very difficult to do for manual trading. But there is some statistical thing to, oh, this one, ice. I don't like these kind of setups. When they have this already happened in between, then it goes for the second time. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. So it's
Down.
coming back to the purple. That's ABC. The ABC was pronounced on it. I don't like this chart. What is this? Mutual fund? Yeah, delete this. I want to get rid of all the mutual funds and stuff from my list. eBay was a great setup on the weekly chart. APA, Starbucks. See, this was nicely filtered. AO and weekly chart was peaking level to the left too close. I now leave those notes for me. Yeah, so that I don't forget. And that's the beauty of TradingView, that you can click this button, save it, and all your
Yeah.
layout and your drawing and stuff is saved. So then you can
Yeah.
kind of turn your charts into a little journal.
Yeah.
Pfizer did not have much success after that.
And you can publish it as well. So that, I mean, this is pretty awesome, like
Yeah,
modern day tool.
quite expensive though.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
I
indeed.
mean, not for
They
me
introduce now in they're
because
now introducing Tesla. So if you drive Tesla, you can do trading with.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you probably can do it.
I don't drive.
Just put it on autopilot and
Yeah,
just do trading.
nah, nah, nah. I'm getting out of all that stuff. I just want to have 1 hour of charts, set my orders, and forget
Yeah.
about it. Okay, we tried Honeywell. I think it was a bad decision from my end. I can see now, perhaps I should have taken notice of this SR point level go beat. Yeah. So I think what the reason I think that it was a wrong decision to trade this one, I think I was just desperate for more trades around that time. If you look at the weekly chart, we have this huge gap, and it was clearly into a B trap. It's not a nice, smooth, clean moving charts, right? And
It's double
yeah,
bottom.
this was bad. And I think you were of the opinion of going back in it as well, weren't you? I got in here,
And
got
that's
out
right.
there, never looked back. Okay, this one is gone. Why am I back at Nike? Oh, Marriott.
I,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm actually long from here on this, but I'm not happy now. Mm, there is a story to it. If you look at this, so I was monitoring this. Um, Looking at it here, I thought it's too early to enter here. Did not. Then when this came, um, erroneously, I I paid attention to these levels and this level, and I filtered it. That was very bad decision. I think more my decision was bad not because of this, because I did something that I shouldn't do with my stocks. I thought, oh, this is not time for these kind of companies. That is completely rubbish analysis. Because who am I to decide that? Am I the expert of economies and you know economics of companies and stuff? No, I
Yeah.
just look at charts. I look at patterns and that's it. So if my pattern was telling me to buy here, I should buy. The only logic I could have used was levels to the left. And if my level to the left is wave three, then I cannot use that
Yeah.
as a support and resistance. That's not what the use of peak of wave three. The only reason I could have done that if there were more reasons to there are more levels here, then I would say, oh, there is something. This was a genuine miss. I think I should have taken it and then taken my profits here. But I think I am in a B trap, but I am in it because I'm thinking that, see this? These two candles have long tails. So I got long here, and I was targeting just that level. So I'll see where it opens. If it opens today down here, I will get out. If it opens up or if it starts to go up, then I will move stop loss to break even and just have that quick trade here. So this is my pullback kind of trade, but not a good
Yeah.
pullback. This is not a good pullback. Why? Because look at this. It's parabolic move. One, two, three, four, five.
Yeah.
Really
And I think the
peeled
pullback
away.
is more than 50% of the entire move.
It's
If you count from the, yeah, if you
yeah,
count from the vertical yellow, it's pretty
yeah.
much more than 50%, right?
It
Back.
is, and it's a very deep pullback, and it's the count is correct, incorrect as well. Plus, you have this strong bearish fruit there. So one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. No, not seven candle pullback. I shouldn't be doing it, but literally, this is just a trade based on a PC pattern. So PC pattern is pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
and then the next day it gapped open. I was jumping. I thought, oh, fantastic. You know,
Look, that
uh,
could work as well. I
it
mean,
could
you
work.
never
It
know.
could work.
I mean,
So I'm not
tomorrow.
really upset about this one. It can turn into a loser. That's fine. That's not a problem. Okay, next one. Next one. Hmm. Why didn't take this? Cisco. I
Cisco.
like Cisco, man. Okay, because of the weekly chart. I can see clearly now. Okay, this is where I can say I'm not happy with the levels. Yeah, that's where I can say. See these levels? That's too many levels, too close to the left. So the only trade we had was to get in here at 46 and then probably look for profit somewhere here. And that
Yeah.
risk reward is not good. So Cisco has problems. Okay, so DAL, another one that I missed. I cannot explain why. That's the purple list, by the way. I have a list that I call the purple list. Let me not digress, but I'll quickly mention it. It's here, and it has all those trades that I took. And from that purple list, I got the new idea, which was Um, I called myself an idiot yesterday as well, and I'll call myself an idiot again today. You know what I was doing, Sam, and I think you would laugh at it as well. When I saw a stock here, right, and I didn't take it, and it went to that level, I deleted it from my watch list. And then it
Oh,
occurred, yeah, then it occurred to me a couple of weeks ago. I was like, oh, you idiot, what are you doing? You take a trade here,
yeah.
you missed it, you have two more entry methods. You have your setup two here, you have a pullback.
Mm,
In fact, if you didn't take it here and it went in your favor, now it's you should be jumping. You should be happy because now you know that what you thought was a 3 and a 4 really is a 3 and 4 and now it's going into a 5. Take your entry here, take your entry here, profit. So now I'm not that's why I am keeping a universe stocks, but we will run the scanner as well from time to time to see
yeah,
if
yeah,
there's
no
a
problem.
new star born, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We need to find another Roku.
Yeah. General Electric. What a great run.
That was a
Disney.
good trade.
Oh, we had a good trade on Disney as well. I actually took a market order here. I was that confident about this.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
good trade. Yeah, I
took
remember
it.
you were jumping about Disney.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, man, I bought Disney. I love Disney.
Alright, I gotta drop off.
We only covered the main list.
Let's probably have another one on Friday.
Let's have a quick look at Forex. Amazing trends on Forex. This was one of the most beautiful setup for the euro yen. I'm going to do another analysis. I think I did an analysis on the Elliott wave of euro dollar, and it proved 100% to the point. So around this point, I did my analysis. I think it's here. Okay, let's do a quick Elliott wave analysis. And now it delete that. I did a new count. Is that there's a divergence between this peak and this peak. we saw this. I did my analysis and I thought, okay, that's the end of 5, and now we're going to see some move down. And look at this, A, B, and C. That was a spot on analysis. Right, so time is short, huh? We didn't find anything. I will do my scan a little bit later as well. If I find anything, I will ping everyone, right?
No problem.
Because
Thank you.
I only have 2 positions right now, and I need to have like 4 or 5. There you go. Right, thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for anyone who is watching. Sorry, guys, I have not looked at comments if there were any, because I was talking to Sam. I'm live in my Discord channel as well. Did not look at new stocks, but I think we had some fair idea of what the famous stocks are going. We've got those
I'll start
covered.
posting in the channel if I find from anything
Right.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Sorry,
yeah,
I went a bit slow, but because we had a big break, so we kind of went a little bit too deep into
yeah,
individual stock today. Next time when we do the scan, we'll just go through the scan quickly, and then if we find something, then we will discuss those in more detail. All right, then.
no problem.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you everyone. Bye bye.
Bye now.